Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I am very happy to meet you once again through the today's class. Already we were completed 2 episodes in the beginning stage on the important topics which are concerned with the fundamental concepts, or you can say it's called primary concepts of economy, and these are the basic concepts of economy what we were discussed in our last class. Today's class we are going to see how the classification of the goods are divided, and what are the different kinds of the goods are there. Already we discussed about two things: the basic classification of the goods. These are basically the goods are classified into 3 categories. These are the consumer goods, capital goods, as well as the intermediate goods. Already we discussed about the 3 important things, basic classification between the free goods and economic goods also. So free goods and basically goods are divided into the 2 important things. These are the what's the free goods, economic goods, and further it can divide it into the 3rd category, that is the intermediate good. Then today's class we are going to see what is meant by the consumer good, how many kinds of consumer goods are there, how they can classify, how they can define one by one. So the consumer goods means those goods which can satisfy human wants directly. Those goods which can satisfy human wants directly is called the consumer goods. The consumer goods in routine life we are going to make use of the many more consumer goods in our routine life. Just like in our routine life, when you are concerned with the classroom, you may see that you are making use of the table, pen, pencil, what you say that is the fan, tube light, and chalk pieces, and many things what you are using in the classroom. Where you go to your home, you are taking a cup of coffee, tea, breakfast, meal, or you can say fruits, vegetables, or many things what you are going to make use in our routine life. So that can be considered as a consumer goods. So those goods which can satisfy human wants directly is called a consumer good. Suppose a mango, you are eating a mango, you are getting a direct satisfaction, and you are eating an apple, you are getting the same level of satisfaction directly. This is called the consumer goods. And whereas suppose you are making a cup of coffee and drinking the cup of coffee and sipping the coffee, or getting a lot of satisfaction, that is called a direct getting up the utility. So suppose the human wants are satisfied directly, these are called consumer goods. The consumer goods means, once again I am repeating, the consumer goods means those goods which can satisfy human wants directly, and whereas the capital goods means those goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly. That can satisfy the human wants. Ultimately, the satisfaction of the consumer is important. The consumer will get satisfied with the help of the even capital goods also. But the capital goods are the providing its own support and its own utility, and it can satisfy the human wants indirectly. Suppose a machine tool, a tractor. Tractor is a machine or machine tool or a transport item, and that can be useful for the satisfaction of the human wants, that can satisfy the human wants indirectly. Suppose the tractor is using for the ploughing of the land, cultivation of land purpose, and it is producing the wheat or paddy, and making use of the paddy, we are getting this satisfaction. So the tractor is helping us, it is useful to us, and it can satisfy the human wants indirectly, and with the help of the growing of the grains, just like the wheat or rice. So in this way, those goods which can satisfy human wants directly is called the consumer goods. Those goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly is called the capital goods. Basically, the consumer goods means, example, many more examples we can say: the cloth, pen, pencil, tea, coffee, Horlicks, Boost, apples, fruits, or you can take any commodity. All these goods are treated as the consumer goods. We are making use of all the consumer goods, we are getting satisfaction. Without the using of the goods, we cannot extract the utility, that is not the consumption. So the consumption is make use to help to satisfy the human wants. So these are called the consumer goods. Those goods which are helpful to satisfy human wants directly is called the consumer goods. The consumer goods are further divided into the 2 categories. These are the perishable goods and the durable goods. Perishable goods and the durable goods. Durable goods are also known as non-perishable goods. Perishables and non-perishables. Perishables means those goods which can spoil within a few days of time. It can lose its utility. Suppose you are not making use of this commodity for a long period of time. Those goods which can be spoiled, those goods which can lose its utility, we are storing for a many number of days. So goods which cannot be stored for the many number of days are called perishables. The perishables can be, it may be single used goods. we can make use of this commodity for a single time. Next time it is not really useful, it is not repeatedly useful to the consumer. It is a single time use. Just like a cup of coffee, you are taking the cup of coffee, you are drinking the coffee, it is exhausted. It is not useful to make use of in the second time. Suppose striking a matchbox, you are taking a matchbox and striking one, you are getting burned, and after automatically it may be exhausted. It will not be useful and repeatedly again and again. So those goods which can be spoiled within a few days of time, those goods which cannot be repeatedly utilized for the consumers, these are called perishables, which can be spoiled within a few days of time, which can lose its utility within a few hours of time, which cannot be stored for many number of days. These are called the perishables. Just like the milk, curd, meat, the chicken, or you can say the vegetables and fruits. Some of the fruits and vegetables we have to store for at least one day of time. Suppose you are going to store these items, this can be spoiled itself and it can lose its utility. These are called perishable items. Just like vegetables, fruits, milk, curd, chicken, mutton, and other non-veg items which can be spoiled within a one day of time, which cannot be stored for more than one day of time. These are called perishables. Even perishables also further divided into the single-use goods and durable goods. Just like suppose, of course, because of the technical development in the economy, technical progress in the economy, we can able to store all the items with the help of the refrigerators and the cold storages, and we can store for many number of days. Of course, it is not the making use of we are not talking about the advanced technology. We are basic rules we are preparing, the basic rules what you are explaining the economy. And nowadays we can store for even meat, fish and other things eggs can be stored for many number of days, but it is not taken into the consideration of without the consideration of the technology, technical advancement in the economy. We are talking about and defining the things about these things. So simply I can say the perishable goods means these goods which can be spoiled within a few days of time, few hours of time, which cannot be stored for many number of days, and these goods can be treated as a single user goods. In a single time we are getting satisfaction, this commodity is exhausted, which cannot be repeatedly again and again. This commodity will not be used into the consumption. These are called perishables. And variable, whereas the non-perishable goods means durable goods. The durable goods also known as the durable goods are known as the durable items are the non-perishable commodities which can be repeatedly useful again and again for a many number of days over a period of time. Those goods which can be used for the many number of days over the period of time, and number of times we can make use. These commodities are the consumer goods. Even these commodities can satisfy human wants directly. Suppose a chair, a fan, a tube light, or TV, or refrigerator, whatever it may be, it is a consumer good, but it can be repeatedly used for many number of days, and again we can make use of this commodity. So these are called the durable consumer goods. Durable consumer goods are make use of many number of times again and again, and more number of times repeatedly we can make use of these commodities. So these are durable consumer goods. Even these commodities can satisfy human wants directly. These are the durable consumer goods. Already single use goods means it can be spoiled within the use of a single time, it can be exhausted, it cannot be repeatedly utilized. And perishable goods means those goods which can be spoiled within a few hours of time, few days of time, which cannot be stored for many number of days, just like the fish, meat, chicken, eggs, milk and vegetables, fruits and flowers also, which cannot be stored for many number of days. So these are called perishables. In this way, the goods are divided into the two categories. And then one more classification of the consumer goods. The consumer goods also can be classified into three other categories. These are the necessary goods, the comfortable goods and luxury goods. Necessary goods, comfortable goods and the luxury goods. In this way, it is another classification of the consumer goods. The consumer goods can be classified into the further three categories in another angle. This is the necessity commodities, and these are called essentials. These are compulsory items. Without these items we cannot be live in this society, we cannot exist in this society, and these are called the essential commodities, are basic items which are existence items which are needed. These are called the necessary items. Necessaries, these are very essential commodities, just like the food, shelter and clothing, and the meat, rice, the milk and what you are using in our routine life, we are making use of certain commodities which cannot be avoidable, which cannot be avoided. We have to use these commodities compulsory. Without this using of this commodity, we cannot exist in this society. These are called essentials. Suppose a sugar patient, he has to make use of the medicine regularly, otherwise his health will be totally, it is degraded, it can be totally drastically affected, and he will not be existed in this society, and he has to make use of the drugs, medicines, just like what you say, these are the food, shelter and clothing, vegetables, fruits and essential commodities and compulsory items in routine life of the persons we are making use. These are called necessary items, these are called necessary goods. And second thing is comfortable goods. Comfort goods. The comfort goods means these are the comfortable goods. Comfortable goods means these are, it is more comfortable for living in this society. It is better than the consumption, what is the essential commodities and the necessary items. After the necessary item, everybody try to go for the lead comfortable life. Suppose if you are making use of the bulb can give the light, but tube light gives the more effective lighting than the bulb. So we try to go for our comfortable life, making use of the tube light. So tube light is a comfortable item, whereas the bulb is an essential item. Essential item means we need compulsory this light, that is called essential item. Whereas these comfortable item means we making use of the tube light. Suppose we can write something on the textbook without making use of the table. Suppose you are making use of the table and the chair, it is becomes more comfortable for you. So that is called comfortable item. Just like a tube light, a bench, what you say, chair or the table or whatever it may be. Suppose you are making use of the cycle previously, now we are making use of the moped or the bike, that is become comfortable for you. So the comfortability will be the getting by these items, we can lead the comfortable life and the better life than the essential commodities that are called the comfortable goods. Just like a chair, what you say, this is what is a tube light and the table, and you are making use of the dining table and comfortable house, and these are nothing but these comfortable items. These are comfortable items are needed for the every person in this society. Then the luxurious items. Luxurious items means it is a costly items. It is a costly traveling, air bus using the ornaments, diamonds, and the AC and costly cars what we are making. These are called luxurious items. These are costly items. So these are that can satisfy human wants directly also. Suppose you are traveling in a Airbus, or you are getting a lot of satisfaction, you are feeling thrilling and you are exciting yourself by traveling in the air. So that is the one luxurious life. Suppose you are making use of the AC, air conditioning in the total entire house, central air housing, air conditioning, that gives a lot of satisfaction for you. You are leading a comfortable life or costly life. You are making use of the jewelries, the gold, what your diamonds, the costly free, the TV sets and costly cars. These are called the almost we can say luxurious life. The people try to lead their luxurious lives after getting the comfortability. First they try to go for only the necessary items. When you are meeting their necessary item, their income is more beyond level the necessary item, they will go for the comforts. When the comforts are fulfilled, they can go for the luxurious life. Luxurious life will be lead all these commodities, necessaries, comforts, and the commodities like the durable goods can satisfy human wants directly. These are called the consumer goods. These are the important part of the integral part of the consumer goods. So the consumer goods are basically divided into the durable goods and perishable goods, and further it can divide into the another angle, another criteria we can classify into the necessaries, comforts, and the durable commodities. So these are the basic classification of the consumer goods, and further the goods are divided into the producer goods, or you can say it is called capital goods. Basically, you know that the economic goods are divided into two categories: the free goods and economic goods. Economic goods are divided into the two categories. Further two categories are the consumer goods and the capital goods. Already we were completed the part which are concerned with the consumer goods is completed. The consumer goods means those goods which can satisfy human wants directly, and those goods which can satisfy the human beings with the help of the making use of these commodities. These are called the consumer goods, and these are further divided into the perishables, non-perishables, durable commodities, single user commodities, and it is further divided into the necessaries, comforts, and the luxurious goods. Then we are going to switch over to the next part, the second phase of the coin, that is the durable commodities. The durable commodities are also known as the capital goods, or you can say these commodities are also known as the producer goods. The producer goods, or you can say it is called the capital goods. The capital goods means these goods are helpful to the human beings. This can satisfy human wants indirectly. Those goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly are the capital goods, or you can say these are producer goods. For example, when you are making use of the machine tools, as the tractor or a bulldozer or the plough, we are making use of the plough and tilling the land, and you are cultivating land, you are producing the grains, and you are making use of the machines and machine tools, you are going to produce the Horlicks, Boost, or whatever it is necessary for you, and you are getting satisfaction by making use of the Horlicks. The Horlicks is produced with the help of the capital goods, that is a machine and machine tool. So the Horlicks is getting a direct satisfaction because of the capital goods. So the capital goods means those goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly. These goods also helpful to the human beings. These goods also more useful for the human beings for their existence, but it can satisfy human wants indirectly. These are called the capital goods, or you can say these are called the producer goods. Those goods which can satisfy human wants indirectly are called the capital goods, or you can say these are producer goods. When the consumer goods means these are human wants are directly satisfied. Those goods which can satisfy human wants, these are called the consumer goods. Further, again, the producer goods are divided into the single used capital goods and the durable capital goods. Single used capital goods and durable capital goods. Single used capital goods means these goods are used once in a production process. For example, raw materials, coal and electricity. These goods are became exhausted. These goods will not be useful in next time. Suppose raw materials. Suppose you are making use of the cotton and other raw materials, iron and iron ore, other raw materials are using in production process. This may be exhausted when you are going to produce a commodity. The coal, electricity, and the somewhat just like the tea, coffee, and just like you take some of the things, just like suppose paddy, or you can say wheat grains are using for the purpose of the sowing the seeds for the cropping purpose and the plantation purpose. That became a durable capital good. It is used for the capital purpose. It is creating the capital. It can create the income. It can go for the further directly, indirectly satisfying the human wants. So this is treated as the single used durable goods. So durable goods means it is useful to the reproduction of another commodity. It is helpful to the reproduction of another commodity, and that can satisfy human wants indirectly. And single used durable goods means just like a coal, electricity, and what you said, these are raw materials. It can be used for a single time. It can be exhausted by using of a one time, and it will not be useful again and again repeatedly. These are called the single used the capital goods. Whereas the durable capital goods means these goods are useful to the human beings for over the period of time, many number of days, and again. These are called durable capital goods. And durable capital goods are long time, over a period of time we can make use of this commodity, and more than one time repeatedly and again. These are the durable capital goods. In this way, the goods means in economics terminology you have to think broadly, and there is different type of the commodities are there. Commodity means good. Different type of the goods we are making use in our routine life, and this was classified in the economics. Just like the good means not only simple good, but also it may be the free good, economic good, capital good, consumer good, perishable goods, non-perishable goods, single used capital good, and durable capital good. It may be in different way and different items we make use of these things. Even you can say that these are necessaries, comforts, and luxuries. So in the economic terminology, you have to make use of a broad understanding about these concepts. Suppose I make use of the word the goods and services everywhere. The goods means different type of the goods are there, different variety of the goods are there, different categories of the goods are there, basing on our consumption level, using method, and the way of the getting its satisfaction by making use of these goods. And finally, I can once again repeat these goods. Once again, I try to remind you: free goods, economic goods, capital goods, consumer goods, perishables, non-perishables, single-use capital goods, and durable capital goods, and finally intermediate goods and consumer goods and capital goods free goods and economic goods. These are the different categories of the goods what we are using in our routine life of the people that can be mentioned in the economics. So it has a specific meaning. Goods means it is a commodity. Commodity means in ordinary usage, in ordinary sense in the economic English language we can say a thing. Thing means a item. It is a physical form of the commodity. But in the economics language, it is not the physical form of the commodity. It has to satisfy human wants. It has to possess its own capacity to satisfy the human wants. And in the form of different type of the utilities, what we are getting from these commodities, we have the different classifications. Finally, I can say a few words about the materialistic goods and non-materialistic goods also. It is also another important thing. We have to go for the basic things. The materialistic goods are the tangibles. The materialistic goods are called the physical form of the goods. They physically appear. Those goods which are physically appear, it is called it can occupy the space. It has a color, taste, quantity and quality, and this is a physical form of the goods are called materialistic goods. These are tangible. Tangible means it can be appeared. We can touch it, we can transfer it, we can touch, we can transfer, and we can seen. These commodities can be seen, transferred and touched. These are called materialistic goods, or you can take tangible goods commodities. Suppose if you see that it is a table, it can be touched, it can be seen, it can be transferred from one place to another place. A table, it can be seen, it can be touched, it can be transferred. So these are called a physical form of the commodity. It is a physical form of the commodity. It is a materialistic item. These are called materialistic goods. These are called tangible goods. Tangible goods means which can be seen, which can be touched, which can be transferred. These are called the tangible goods. Suppose this commodity is appearing, this is occupying a certain place. It is a color, taste, quality, quantity, which can be transferred, which can be almost the touched and we can see, and these are called the materialistic goods. And whereas the second category is non-materialistic goods. Non-materialistic goods means that which cannot be appeared, which cannot be seen, which cannot be visible. It cannot be seen, just like air which cannot be seen. And the services of the teachers, parents, mother, father, lawyer, doctor, their services are very valuable service what we are getting. We are getting a lot of satisfaction from the services of the doctors, teachers, lawyers, the parents, mother and teacher, mother and father. We are getting a lot of satisfaction. Their services are not seen, that cannot be touched, that cannot be transferred from person to person and place to place. So these are called the non-materialistic goods. Simply I can say these are intangible goods. These are called intangible goods, invisible goods, which cannot be appeared, which can be seen, which cannot be transferred, and which cannot be touched. These are called services. Simply you can say services are treated as intangible goods. The physical form of the goods are tangible goods. Tangible means it can be appeared physically, it can touch it, which can be transferred. So in this way, we can simply classify the materialistic goods and non-materialistic goods also. This is called materialistic goods means physical form of the goods, physically appearing goods, which can be touched, which can be seen, which can be transferred. And these features, when the commodity has these features, these are called the materialistic goods. Non-materialistic goods means these are the non-physical form of the goods. These are the services. These are intangible commodities which cannot be transferred, touched, or we cannot see. These commodities are non-materialistic goods, and these are the broad meaning of the broad category of the this is the good in the sense of the economics. So this is the part which in concern with the basic concepts of the economics, or the fundamental concepts of the economics, and the primary concepts of the economics. We have completed the two parts. The first part is concerned with only the commodity or good that is completed. Then let's go for a small part which another important concept, another important terminology we are making use in the routine life throughout the economic matters, economic discussion, economic analysis. We are making use of the same terminology, that is nothing but the utility. The second important primary fundamental concept of the another concept of the economics is the utility. Utility is already we discussed in the previous part, but is a general item as a discussion, but as a part of specifically when you are going through the total entire lesson process, we have to go for what is utility, what is meant by utility, how many kinds of utilities are there, what are the approaches of utility, what are the kinds of utility, what are the further classification of utility, we can go for the everything in detail. So utility is a basic concept, important concept what you are using in the definitions of the economics and the discussions of the economics, and different theories of the economics is basing on utility. Utility is the want satisfying power of a commodity. If a commodity possesses its own satisfying power of commodity, it is the capacity to satisfy human wants is called utility. Wants satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. Once again I am repeating, wants satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. It is the capacity to satisfy the human wants. It is the feeling of the human beings when you are using the commodity, we are consuming the commodity, we are using the commodity, we are getting some relaxedness. Suppose you are making use of a cup of coffee. You are taking a cup of coffee and getting a great relax after the cup of coffee. That is the satisfaction what you are received. It is a realized satisfaction, that is called utility. So utility is a want satisfying power of a commodity. Suppose you are feeling thirstiness, we are working in the hard working in the what you say in the open places or the sunny area. In the daytime you are thirsted, you are feeling more trouble. In such a time, suppose you are taking a glass of water or a glass of cool drink or a glass of coconut water, you are getting a lot of satisfaction, you are relaxed like anything, you are feeling more satisfaction you are getting, and mentally and physically you are realizing because of the drinking the water or the coconut water or whatever it may be, a cool drink, because of you are feeling thirstiness previously. Your thirstiness is satisfied by making use of a glass of water. So glass of water given a lot of satisfaction for you, that is called utility. So anything, a glass of water has possessed its utility to it is a power to satisfy human wants. So want satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. Want satisfying power of a commodity is utility. Utility good is called utility. Wants satisfying power of a commodity is known as utility. It is a capacity to satisfy the human wants. It is possesses, if any commodity possesses its own capacity to satisfy human wants, this is called utility. And one more thing, utility is a subjective factor. It's a psychological factor. We cannot measure it exactly. There is no measurement for utility. Suppose you are feeling in a sad mood. How much sad mood you have? How can you say? We cannot say in exact words. 2 meters of the sadness, 3 liters of sadness, or 5 kgs of sadness. Suppose you are happy, your internal feeling is the happy, you are getting relaxed, you are getting the high score in the examination, you are feeling very happy, and you are seeing something, you are enjoying the ice cream, you are excited with something. And how can you say, I have lot of satisfaction, I have the more satisfaction? That you can say simply, but you cannot say, I have the 2 liters of satisfaction, I have the 5 kgs of satisfaction, I have the 5 liters of the happiness I am getting. We cannot say. It's an internal feeling. It cannot be measured in terms of the liters, meters, or kgs, or any, no more measurement for it. It's a satisfaction. It is a level of satisfaction. It is called subjective factor. This is a psychological factor. It is a psychological feeling. It is psychological happiness. We cannot measure it exactly. This is a utility. Utility may be changed from person to person, place to place, as well as time to time. You have to keep in mind, utility is a subjective factor. It is a psychological factor. It may be changed from person to person, place to place, and time to time, and it varied from person to person and place to place. Suppose a person has a more happy to take the ice cream. You are taking ice cream, you are getting a lot of satisfaction because you are likes it. You likes the ice cream, but myself I am not happy to take the ice cream. Ice cream gives a less satisfaction for me because I am not like the ice cream, but ice cream gives a more satisfaction for you. So it may be changed from person to person. Suppose same ice cream is given to the children, they are feeling more happy than both of us. So that is a more satisfaction they are getting. So it may be changed from person to person. Even it may be changed from place to place. Suppose you are feeling you are staying in the Kashmir, Dehradun, or what you say, that is Ooty, Kodaikanal. In those places there is almost all the cold regions and cold temperature climatical conditions are there, in which suppose you are drinking a coffee, hot drinks, hot tea, you are getting a lot of satisfaction. Suppose the same hot coffee, hot drink, you are taking the same in the desert region, it will not give same satisfaction. It will give a negative satisfaction for us. So it may be changed. The same coffee, same hot tea, hot drink, it gives more satisfaction in the cold region, whereas in the desert region it gives a less satisfaction. So it may be changed from person to person, place to place, even it can be changed from person time to time also. Suppose you may see that the woolen clothes means woolen sweaters, woolen clothes, that gives a lot of satisfaction in the winter season. Suppose you are using the woolen clothes, woolen sweater, it gives warm for you, it's comfortable for you, you feeling heat, and heat will be generated, and then you feel very comfortable in the winter season. Same sweater is using in the, suppose in the what you say, that is in the summer season, that will not give us the same satisfaction, and it can reduces your satisfaction, it can spoil your satisfaction. And so the same item that gives the different satisfaction, different levels of the satisfaction because of the change in time. Suppose you are making use of the umbrella. Umbrella gives a lot of satisfaction in the rainy season, but it will not give the same satisfaction in the season of the winter season. So it indicating that the utility may be changed from person to person, place to place, and time to time. Utility is a psychological factor, subjective factor, even it is not the objective factor, it is a subjective factor, psychological factor. It may be changed from person to person, place to place, and time to time. And one more thing, utility means it's a wants satisfying power of a commodity called utility. It is a wants satisfying capacity of the commodity. If a commodity has possess its own utility or satisfying power of the human beings, these are called the utility. So utility is this is a concept of utility. Is a subjective factor, psychological factor. It may be changed from person to person, place to place, and time to time. And there is 4 important types of the categories of the kinds of the utilities are there. There are form utility, place utility, time utility, and service utility. The kinds of utility: the form utility, the place utility, time utility, and the service utility. There are 4 kinds of utilities are there: form utility, place utility, time utility, and the service utility. 4 kinds of utilities are there. Let us go for the one by one, analyze one by one. We can discuss one by one what is meant by form utility. Form utility means it's because of structure, it's a design, because of its nature we are getting some sort of satisfaction. Suppose you are making the wooden logs, wooden pieces into a artistic designs of the wooden, the furniture, the dining table or whatever the chair, you are getting a lot of satisfaction. We are seeing that commodity in a particular shape, particular color, particular design, we are getting satisfaction. Some of the people can like the small micro level items, they are getting excitement. When you are seeing these small commodities in a big way, suppose your pen seems to be like this much of 3 inches, that can be enlarged like the big commodity, you may feel excited. And the elephant is a big item that can be reduced into a small thing, and you are seeing that item, you are getting a lot of satisfaction. So it is a satisfaction which is getting by using that commodity in a particular shape, particular form, particular method. Suppose you are taking the what you say, that is cool drink or the ice cream in the what is the liquid shape, and you are taking ice cream, you are getting some sort of satisfaction in form of the juice. Suppose fruits are making into the juice, fruits give you a lot of satisfaction. When you are converted into the juice, that can give the satisfaction because its form has been changed. It is the solids are changed into the liquids, then you are getting a lot of satisfaction. So this is called form utility. By making use of this commodity in a particular shape, particular color, particular design, particular form of the commodity, you are getting satisfaction. That is called, what you say, it is called form utility. Whereas the second item is concerned with the place utility. Because of the change in time, change in the place, we are getting satisfaction. Suppose you are living in a metropolitan cities like the Hyderabad, Warangal, whatever it may be. Suppose you are going to the Kashmir, Kodaikanal, Shimla, Darjeeling, or you can Ooty. You are getting a lot of excitement by seeing the sceneries, designs, and what to say, the valleys and what the mountains. You are getting a lot of satisfaction. You are exciting like anything because of changing your time. You are changing your place. That place gives a lot of satisfaction for you. That is called the place utility. Because of changing time, you are getting satisfaction. Ooty, that gives a more comfortable for you, more happy for you when you go to the Shimla, Darjeeling, Kodaikanal, Kashmir, Dehradun. The Kashmir valleys are beautiful, and you are enjoying those things, and you are getting satisfaction because of change in the place. That is called the time utility, place utility. And even suppose the Horlicks is producing at the Mumbai, these Horlicks are brought to the Warangal, we are drinking the Horlicks and we are getting satisfaction. A Boost is producing in Kolkata, it has come to the Warangal, we are drinking the coffee or boost, we are getting satisfaction. Because of the changing from the Kolkata to Warangal and Mumbai to Warangal, we are getting satisfaction because of the change of the place. This is called place utility. And the third one is the time utility. Time utility means you may see that the sum of the items will give the more satisfaction because of the time factor. The time element plays an important role getting the utility. Suppose a umbrella gives more satisfaction in the season of the rainy season. It will not give the same satisfaction. The same item, same umbrella, which will not give the same satisfaction in the summer season and winter season. At the same time, you take one more live example, that is the cool drinks and the soft drinks, that gives the more satisfaction in the summer season than the winter season. Winter season gives a less satisfaction for the cool drinks. There is a less demand for the ice cream and cool drinks in the winter season. Whereas it gives the same more satisfaction in the time of the summer season. So these are nothing but because of the change in the time. In the same way, woolen clothes are, suppose we are going to make use of the woolen clothes gives a more satisfaction in the winter season than the other seasons. So because of the time element, because of the change in the seasons, automatically utility is changing from the same commodity, that is called time utility. And finally, the fourth one is the service utility. Service utility means not only physical form of the goods, not only tangible goods are giving satisfaction, getting its utility. It is non-physical form of the goods, just like the service of the teacher, parents, mother, father, lawyer, teacher, doctor. They are giving a lot of service for the promoting the welfare of the people. Their services are giving a lot of satisfaction. We are getting utility from their services. This is called the service utility. In this way, the four kinds of the utilities are there: farm utility, place utility, time utility, and service utility. And in this way, the utility can be divided into four categories. These are the almost all four kinds of utilities are there, and one satisfying power of a commodity is called utility. And these are the second important concept of the fundamental concept and the primary concept of the economics. Routinely we are making use of the same thing in our routine life of the persons, and this is the second item you have to keep in your mind. Suppose when I am going to make use of the word that is utility, means this is a broader meaning of utility. Different kinds of utilities are there. It has a specific nature. It cannot be measurable. It is unmeasurable, uncountable. We cannot measure it. It is a psychological feeling. It is a subjective factor. It is not the objective factor. Even it cannot be changed from person to person, and it can be changed from person to person, place to place, and time to time. This is the meaning of the utility in the economic language. So it is a broad meaning of utility, and in our ordinary usage we can say utility means simply we can say it's a satisfaction. But in economic language it has its own broad meaning. So keep in your all these things in your mind, and this is the things which are concerned with the second important fundamental concept of the economics, what I try to discuss here. We will meet once again through the next episode, next part. Have a nice day. Thank you, and all.